Alright, so we're working on getting the plumbing location for the tile ready pan. This has to be pretty exact because in this circumstance we don't have access from below. In California we have a lot of these slab foundations, so we got to get this stub out perfect to not only the location on the XY axis but also the depth. We got to get it spot on. The way I came up with it is to use these lasers. This had an old center drain. We're changing to a line drain, so the drain is back towards the wall. So all we did is we just jackhammered out the concrete. It's not as daunting of a task as most people think. These slabs are only 4 inches thick at the most. Usually they break up pretty easy with a chipping hammer or a jackhammer. So we just made the trench, cut the pipe off. I'm using 2 lasers again for the X and Y axis, and that way I can get the exact center of where I need to go. So I got the measurements. Every tile ready pan is going to be a little different of where that drain location is. So this one happens to be 16 off of this wall and 6 inches off the back wall. So I set up my lasers so that I got those perfect. So you can see here I have my red laser hooked up. That's right, that's going to be 16 inches off, and then the green laser is showing 6 inches. That's the only way I could figure out how to get this perfect. You could try to do it. I'm sure there's other ways to do it. I know a lot of you guys might not have 2 lasers. You might not even have 1 laser. But I would recommend that you at least get 1 laser if you're doing any DIY home improvement stuff. This cheap DeWalt laser, I think I paid, you know, 120 bucks for. You know, there are some lasers that go, this green one, you know, they're good, 200 bucks, maybe 300 bucks at the most. So we got everything dry fit. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start gluing. Okay. So one thing you can do is use a Sharpie to line up 2 points so that when you glue them, they go exactly right back together on those 2 Sharpie points. That's going to be kind of hard for me to see down there, but that's actually, let me get some blue tape, Ron. Let me get some blue tape. The ABS pipe is kind of hard to see because it's black with a black Sharpie, so I'm just going to make 2 lines that meet up. That way I know that's where the pipe, that's where they should be fitting back together. So PVC would be a little bit easier because it's white and Sharpie would show up, but so now when I put it back together, I just make sure those lines match up. So I'm going to start. I usually do cement on both sides of the pipe. Inside and outside of the fitting. And since I have the fitting up here, a little low on ABS glue here, but I'm going to go ahead and get that. This one's just a 90 down. I'll get the inside. When you do both the in and the out, it does give you a little bit of working time here to get your fitting in. Oh shoot, I moved my laser, which isn't good, but luckily I made a pencil mark. Whenever you use laser lines, make a pencil line, because if you bump it, then you could just move it right back to where it needs to be. So last thing I need here is my standpipe. That in there, and so I can get it to where I need it. So yeah, it's easy to see both of the axes that they're exactly right on. Last thing I'm going to do is check my level, my height. I mean not my level, my height, and I'm shooting for 1.5 inches here. Yep, I'm right, 1 3/8 inches. So I'm feeling really good about that. If we did need to shave this a little bit, right, you'd want to be a little proud, not too far down, because we can always cut a little off if we need to with an inside pipe cutter or a multi-tool. But I really like that. I'm just going to double check to make sure. Yep, 6. And then this one is going for 16, right on it. I love that. That's a great method to get, you know, that X and Y coordinate, and then the depth you can do manually with a straight edge and a tape measure. So we're good to go. Plumbing is roughed in. So next thing to do, we're gonna take a lunch break, jump back in here, get the mortar mixed up, and get this tile ready pan down. Okay, Ronnie's gonna give me a hand dry fitting it. You see, we filled in our trench right here where our plumbing was. Drain used to be right here, and we moved everything over. I used this old coffee can lid this old coffee container that Kirk had. Just cut it in half. That way I got a good circle. This circle needs to be minimum of 6 inches, but no greater than 7. So this guy worked out just perfect. Sometimes those things work out. Yeah, maybe Tile Ready could include one with their pans. Might be nice to have. So now that we got the plumbing all in place, ready to go, we're going to go ahead and dry fit this to make sure it fits in there before we mix up our mortar. But what we used here was fast setting mortar mix. This is the Rapid Set brand you can find at Home Depot. Really good stuff. Very high compressive strength, very strong mortar, but it goes off really fast. If you mix it up, what was this, about 20 minutes? If that. Yeah, and it's hard as a rock. So when we use the mortar for under the pan, I'll get to that later, but we're gonna add, we're gonna put the set additive into it, which increases the working and set time. We want it to give us closer to an hour of working time instead of the 15 to 20 minutes that this has. Okay, so let's get this dry set.
Want to pull that rag out, Isaac?
Sure, yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's go into this bay. Okay, now you get into that bay. There we go. Gotta get it straight. Oh, hold on a sec, Ron. There we go. That's it. Down. Make sure our pipe hits. Okay, it's close. Oh, let me see that hammer. Oh, lift up your end. Remember that was helping. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so we're dry fit. So it seemed to help when Ronnie lifted up his end, and it slipped right in. So we got a good connection here. So now we're ready to go ahead and mix up the rest of the mortar. So you go with your end up first.
In that leg.
There we go. So yeah, so what's tricky is that we got to get the mortar down and glue it at the same time. We don't have access from underneath, but this has a, you know, everything is set in the right spot, so I'm really confident we can do it. The way they tell you on the instructions is the mortar base that goes down is a 1/2 inch less than the deepest ridge. So Kurt, come here for a second. So our deepest ridge, can you see the 2 inches on there?
Yes.
Yeah, so our deepest ridge here is 2 inches. So it said to go a 1/2 inch less. So we want a 1/2 inch, sorry, we want an 1.5 inches. We want an 1.5 inches of a mortar base, and then it says on the Redi trench, which is the linear drains, from this point to the wall we only want a 1/2 inch. So we want a 1/2 inch just in this area, and then we want an 1.5 inches the whole rest of the base. And it says to stay away from the perimeter, the 3 perimeter walls 1 inch. So we'll give ourselves some slack. We'll bring in everything 1 inch. I'll try to explain that while I'm putting the mortar down, but I want to explain it twice. So what's neat is I kind of have a good plan, because 1.5 inches is a good measurement, because that's the height of the bottom plates. The bottom plate's 1.5 inches, so that'll be good to screed everything off of. And then we also have a stick that has 1.5 inch gauge on it, so we'll be checking our gauge. But if my plan works out correctly, I should just be able to take a straight edge and kind of screed off of the bottom plate between the 2 bottom plates to give myself, you know, about 1.5 inches. I don't think it has to be perfect. We're just going for close. And then the pan will just sink right into it. So let's go out and get the mortar mix made up, and we'll bring it in and get this pan set. All right, so we got our mortar mixed up. It says to make it a milkshake consistency, so it's still standing up on my trowel here. See, I got it's like a milkshake or a thick slushy. I'm good with it. So we're ready to go. We got everything ready. Here goes nothing, huh? So 3 bags. There's 1 run.
Scrape.
Yeah. You got your knee pads on? Or?
Dang it, I should have. Sorry.
Okay, here, just leave one of these buckets in here and you can go out and clean those around.
All right.
Let you know as soon as we're ready to set the pan.
I can get down there, Isaac.
You can?
Is that what you want? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay, so I'm going for 1.5 inches. Again, I can use the bottom plate as a gauge. And I also have a pencil line where the outside edge of my curve is, so I know where to go. There's a rock. You really don't want rocks in here.
We grabbed what we could, Isaac. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. This mortar has some rocks in it. I don't know if it's old or what, but
It's old.
yeah, it's old.
It came straight from the store and didn't get wet. No rain or nothing. It came straight from the store. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if it's old. It just came straight from the store.
Yeah, so you gotta be careful. I'm hopefully get all these rocks out because they would hold our pan up. Another one. Yeah, this is a nice consistency. It's troweling out really easily. And then again, just a 1/2 inch here at the linear drain. From this point forward, I just want a 1/2 inch. So get our little 1/2 inch bed here. Just gonna eyeball that and get some in the circle behind. Okay. Yeah, that's a good amount, it looks like. So I'm just going to take this edge and doesn't seem like we have enough.
It can be a little lower though, can it? It's still
A
gonna.
little bit. We're all the way out.
That was 3 bags, 3 full bags.
You had a little bag out front.
There's a bag out front.
Oh, there is? Go
Yeah.
mix it up, please, Ronnie.
All right. Who's that bucket? Sit aside.
4 bags of the stuff. Should be.
You want to use that 4 bags?
Yep. So 3 bags, I don't think was quite enough. I want to have some extra here. So, yeah, we're just gonna hang tight until Ron gets that mixed up. Just set that aside. A little more here.
This is a standard size shower, correct, Isaac?
Yeah, so it would be 4 bags of that mortar mix.
5 bags, right? 3 and 4. 4, yes.
No, 4. Let's see. Straight edge. Okay, I think it's ready. It's ready for the pan. Let's get that out of here. Left our little inch along the perimeter. This should all squish down real nice. So here's going to be the tricky part. Once we get going, I gotta get the ABS to PVC transition glue because this is a PVC pan. Do my glue on the pipe, do my glue on the pan, and hopefully set it in there and squish it all in at once. So here we go. Good thick bead on there. Good thick bead on the pan here. Oh. Be really generous with this. Okay, here we go, Ron. So let's go in here first.
Valve.
Wall.
Lift my side a little bit.
There. Just gotta push this pipe in. There it is. It finally went in.
Nice.
Okay, we're level on that side.
You're
on
on
the
there?
4-foot level. Whew. That was a shimmy, getting all the mud out.
We're up a 1/4 inch over here.
Okay, yeah, so you do need to check level, and the places that you check level are on the splash on the perimeter. So, and the curb. So you can see I got the curb nice and level here. Curb's nice and level. We have on that splash, you see where's the 3-footer? That side's nice and level. And then we'll go across the back. Nice and level across the back. And then finally, last but not least, nice and level.
A lot of work, isn't it, Isaac?
Nice level right there. All right.
Good job.
Okay, so I need, so last thing you're supposed to do is cut off the mortar from the pan, and then you want to backfill anything on the front edge of the splash. It's hot in here. Get all the humidity from the mud and hard work, and also being nervous because this is my first time doing this. So yeah, I was sweating bullets there. But yeah, got a good connection to the drain pipe. Got it level, got it in. This is going to be nice and solid. Ooh, listen to that sound. Nice and solid. The cool thing is now that this is in, there's no worrying about, you know, putting a separate drain in, like a Schluter drain on top, and then waterproofing. It's all completely waterproof. It's been waterproofed in the factory. There's no band or corners or curb that I need to waterproof and do all that detail. So this is ready to put wallboard on tomorrow. We want this mortar to set up so it doesn't move anymore. But everything is waterproofed in all the critical areas, completely 100% factory sealed. And you know, that's the weak point of the puzzle piece showers that we do, like the Schluter, or you know, even using the flow effects that I use and everything. If you're not really good with the sheet membrane, you know, you run the risk of leaks in critical points at that floor and wall connection. Or you got puzzle piece systems like the Wedi or the Hydroblock, where again, you're just relying on a bead of sealant in this really critical floor to wall connection. So any connection is up above the water line, which is really nice. Nothing to worry about on the curb. There's no build out or anything. So I'm really impressed with this system, and I'm sure as we do more of them, it's going to be more comfortable. We're going to know how to do it, and it's not going to be, you know, I'm not going to be so nervous, for one, doing it for my first time and also doing it on camera. It's a lot to think about, but we got it done. Man, that feels good. It feels good, man. I love a job well done. Everything is nice and level. You know, you've also seen, you know, in a lot of my videos I've talked about, you know, the linear drain dilemma that we have. We've done a lot of Schluter Kerdi line drains, and with all the rash of failures that are happening with the fleece delaminating from the stainless steel, I haven't been able to do a line drain system confidently. And I've had customers ask me about them. I say, look, these are failing. If you want to put one in, we can do it, but it's not on me. I warned you that the manufacturer has failures. And then they'll say, well, what system can we use? I want a linear drain. And I'm going, well, I haven't found one that I liked. But now that we have one that is completely integrated into the pan, I can feel really good about this. So This is awesome, man. I'm stoked. I love trying new things. I love this. I love the feel, the solidness of the pan, the nice low profile curb, and it's only, what is this curb? This curb is only 2.5 inches wide. So nice modern look with this skinny curb on it. And again, I think you can pick these up at Floor and Decor. And stoked. Tile ready, man. And so we got the pan in. We're going to come back tomorrow, do the wallboard, start on the tile work. So make sure that you're subscribed to my channel so you see all the steps in this video, including the demo that we did yesterday and all the plumbing that we did earlier this morning. So I'm having a blast trying these new products. Love having Kirk and Ronnie here to help me. Glad you're here with me also. I love you. I love being your tile coach. We'll see you on the next video.